Hello everyone, welcome back. Today is November 12th, and it is the launch of the new Xbox One experience. So I wanted to show you guys what is new with this new dashboard on the Xbox One, uh, what's different, and it's randomly launching stuff I didn't tell it to. So there's a good hint that not a lot has changed, really. Uh, Despite what Microsoft has said about this dashboard, changing everything, making it a whole new experience, from what I've found using it, it feels like they just moved stuff around. Maybe rearranged it a little bit. It's still the same basic dashboard as it always was. But instead of everything being more of a horizontal, uh, everything being set horizontally, it's now more set vertically, up and down. So here's uh, the main page on the dashboard. The thing when you start it up, this is what you'll see. Uh, sort of big changes here. Obviously, you don't have uh, quick access to your My Games and Apps or uh, some of the other stuff like that right here. You have your big, this is what I was just doing. This is what Connect decided to open up uh, that I wasn't even talking about. Uh, and I will go down here and here, sort of the recent stuff that you've used. Skype also was something that Connect decided I wanted to open up, even though I didn't tell it to. I told it to go home and it opened up Skype. I don't know why. But here's some recent games. This is what's in my drive. I was just starting to install this and realized it's going to take a while. Um, so along with the whole new dashboard, the backwards compatibility for Xbox 360 stuff is live now. Uh, since I was in the preview program, I've been able to play some of that stuff beforehand. They've added a bunch more than what was in the preview program, so that's really nice to see. Um, and so right down here is your pins. And this is where they shoved My Games and Apps. So if you remember the old dashboard, they basically had this sort of highlight. Then it had three things here, and then another row of things right below uh, the main window that sort of showed your most recent stuff. And this is all ads right here. This is a broken ad. I'm clicking A button. It's not doing anything. They have a little guide here that's pretty good. Um, Sort of a couple videos here and some other weird stuff. FAQ if you want that. Uh, and so yeah, here it shows sort of your most recent stuff that you've used and any sort of relevant options you might want along with just the game itself. So I can go to the game hub for Numa if I want. Uh, Sort of get more information there. You can also go to your shares, I guess, for one guide. I don't use any of the video stuff on Xbox One, so this stuff doesn't do anything for me. Skype obviously doesn't have anything here. Um, and so the nice thing is that you press the right trigger. Okay, that was the second time I pushed it. It goes right down here to the pins. And that's how you get to My Games and Apps. Or you can just say Xbox, go to My Games and Apps. And it'll do that for you. And so, this is all the same as it ever was. Your queue, your apps. Uh, so I had Borderlands installed with the preview program. When I went to go start it up, it asked me to download an update, so that's what it was doing. I just decided to queue up Fallout 3 because, hey, why not? Oh, it's still listening. Stop listening. Xbox, stop listening. Okay. Uh, yeah, so there are options here. I don't remember if that's new. I'm gonna guess it's not. But yeah, they still haven't done much of anything to this, so you still have to use the bumpers to page through it. There's probably... Okay, no, triggers go up and down. Let's... You just kind of have to hold it or something. I don't know. Uh, And it kind of does that thing where it moves, you can hear it, and it takes a second or two to actually uh, get to where it wants to go. So yeah, so here obviously is all your history, but now it shows all of my digital backwards compatibility stuff. So there's about 104 games, I think it was. You can go on majornelson.com or probably any website on the internet, and it'll have the list for you. There's quite a few good games on there, and some weird stuff like uh, it's filled up with Sega's Genesis stuff because they released that in like 3 or 4 different packages. So that stuff's a little bit weird. Um, but yeah, you can go here and queue up downloads if you want. I think you can manage some stuff. I'm trying to, because I believe I read that there's something with DLC that you can manage. Yeah, so you can opt to just download the base game and ignore the map packs or any other sort of DLC these games had. I'm trying to figure out, and if you're on gold, uh, the games with gold games from this month onward are going to be backwards compatible guaranteed, at least right away, if not already being there. So Dirt 3 is up here. So there's Dirt 3. Um, that's sort of the quick of that stuff. I wish it just had the games listed here and maybe did it in this format, like pins, or maybe found some better way of displaying it because I pinned everything. Now it's like I still have to go back to my games and apps to get to some of the stuff that is pinned because it's only going to boost up the stuff I've recently used that isn't up here. I think that's how it works. I don't know. I didn't use the pins very much. The Numa's right down here, even though I was just using it. So I don't know. So over here is the community section. So you can see your feed of what your friends have been doing. Uh, Big change, no achievement leaderboards. As far as I can tell, unless they've hidden it really well, sometimes they're really good at hiding stuff. So I wouldn't put it past them. But over here is like internet stuff, internet community stuff. Like here's a video, here's Major Nelson stuff. It's weird things. I like the achievement leaderboards. That also had like your quick access to like your messages and all that, but uh, your one guy gets its own section. I guess this is all like the digital video streaming stuff and whatever else, your TV things. The store, what's deceptive is it looks like there's only one more section here, but then you go over to the store and bam, it's right into 4 different sections. So your apps, movies, all that stuff, games. Up. Yeah. And so it's a little bit better organized than the game store. I still don't think it's really great because it's like new releases, top rated. That's it. What about demos? Where's the demos section? Uh, yeah, don't bother to use free avatar items ads on here. It launches a website. You gotta log into your account through that. Just go do it on Xbox 360. It's a complete waste of time unless you're weird, like to log into your websites on your consoles. I don't know, but that's another thing. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So instead of the Snap stuff and like the sort of the new version of like the mini dashboard from the old Xbox 360 dashboard, they added this little Snap thing on the right, on the left side. I mean, the weird thing is that it takes like 2 seconds to load. It's not instantaneous. It definitely feels like this wasn't intentionally put here. So you can go to your friends list, party stuff, all this stuff that you could snap before, but was kind of impossible to really figure out, at least for me. Because sort of like double tap the Xbox button and then press X, and its Kinect is going nuts again. Xbox, stop listening. Okay. Man. So I believe one of the things they did is they got rid of the Kinect gestures, which I've never had any success using. I don't know what this is about. Can I get rid of that? No? Uh, which the only time I ever had that come up is when I think I had first got the Xbox One, went to go use my controller, and it recognized my hand and then tried to use my hand that was holding a controller as the cursor. And that was weird. You can still snap stuff if you want. I don't like it. I don't like the snap stuff. Uh, so yeah, the achievement stuff, like, there's no leaderboards here, as far as I can tell. Like, the feed just shows what your friends have been unlocking lately or doing. Like your follows, your friends list, it just shows your friends list. Like, why is that in achievements? Why is that not an achievement leaderboard? I don't know. Here's all your list of achievement games. There's your information that you expect. So this achievements, maybe other app links go directly to this, because this confuses me why this stuff is in the achievements. Because I don't think there's a Friends app anymore. Now, where did this? Oh, it launched me back into the store. So if you remember that annoying problem where if you press B and I'm in the game, oh man. If you know that annoying problem where you were just randomly in the dashboard, went to something, hit B to go back, and instead of going back when you didn't know there wasn't anything to go back to, it launched the last app you were on, it still does that. That's infuriating to me because, like, my instinct is when I see that store layout is like, get me out of here and send me back to the home page. Which I press the Xbox button, it does that. But my instinct is just hit B to go back and it'll launch an app. Launch the last app. And that's still a problem. Still, all this app segregation stuff is annoying. Like, my games and apps is still an app. It's still a separate thing. I still think that should be getting rid of. Integrate your download queue into that sidebar. That'd be pretty cool. Get your games and apps right here on this little main thing. Just have like games here, and apps on the next page, something like that. List all your stuff. Make it easier to get to. Don't make it this separate thing that's um. So yeah, it's a little bit better, but to dub it the new Xbox One experience, to invoke when they last did an overhaul of the major overhaul of the Xbox 360 dashboard, because that was kind of a mess. They didn't really make this any less of a mess. It's just a little bit neater, a little bit more useful, but for the most part, it's not really a big improvement. I don't know. It's it's not doing it for me. It's not something I go onto and like, yeah, I'm going to use this a lot more because of this. It's not. See, nope, I did it again. Yeah, I'm not intentionally doing this. It's just force of habit. I'm just using uh, Xbox 360, PS4, uh, even the Wii U does it that way. Uh, you back out, it goes back to the main menu, not launching other apps that you've long forgotten you had started at some point and is still running like it's a phone. Yeah, I don't know. So I was gonna say let's load up some Borderlands, so to show you a little bit of the BC stuff. Um, so in order to use all your saves, your old saves, you have to go to your Xbox 360, upload those saves to the cloud drive, which smartly they've upgraded that storage space from 250 megabits to 2 gigabits, so you can go do that. The bad part is that you have to go move all that stuff manually. There's no easy move all my saves button. I don't believe so. So you have to go at least to every game, say move all my stuff to the cloud that can be moved to the cloud. And 10 years later, that's a lot of crap. And especially when you don't know exactly. Yeah, so this is telling me I'm signing on another console, which is the same console. So, yeah, the BC has worked pretty well. There's still a little bit of issues I had, but I haven't used it since this is launched. So there could be some major improvements. I remember hearing that Mass Effect had some issues early on in the preview program. It's still the case. Uh, yeah, I believe you can bring up this sort of version of the mini blades, whatever you want to call it, for the Xbox 360 by hitting the, I guess, start and back buttons, the hamburger and boxes button, whatever these things are called. Uh, because if you just hit the Xbox button, it'll bring it back to the dashboard. So you can use all your stuff. You can say Xbox Snap Achievements, and it'll do that like this is an Xbox One game, which is pretty cool. Xbox on Snap. Okay. So yeah, so here I am in jumping, shooting stuff. Where are these barrels at? There we go. Yeah, so it's Borderlands. It works pretty well. Whoa, there's a little bit of frame rate there. That might be Borderlands. Borderlands wasn't exactly the most polished game around. Uh, but yeah, it's the stuff works. There are a bunch of games already available. The major downside is that these games are bigger than they were on Xbox 360. Uh, from what I have seen, it's about 800, 900 megabits extra for the disc games. And any of the XBLA games are about 600 megabits more, which for XBLA games is huge. It's a huge increase. For the retail stuff, it's not as big of a deal. So, Geometry Wars is one of the games I have here. It's like 15 megabits, I think, on Xbox 360. It's 600 megabits here. And they reserve 10 megabits of save space for these games. I don't know if that's different based on the game. I was going to go here and manage this. Okay, I can install the DLC because I bought all the DLC, so I can have that installed too. So wait, is this 8.6 alone? Is that what it's saying? And that's another 3? If that's all 11 gigabits, that's crazy. Yeah, 11.7, I think that's what it's going to be for these other ones. Because in the preview program, it was all one file. So it was all built together. Now they separated it. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm still figuring stuff out. So yeah, there's definitely some cool stuff here. Obviously, having the Xbox 360 stuff is pretty cool. But as far as the overall dashboard itself, the supposed improvements to make it a much more easy to understand and useful interface is not really the case. But the actual content of adding backwards compatibility and sort of making this stuff easier to get to your party, your messages, your notifications, all that stuff easier to get to is good. But then the actual functional use of this main dashboard, and the background stuff has been broken. I've tried a few times in the last hour or so to snap screenshot or set screenshots as backgrounds for this, and you can see it's still a black background. It tells me that it has been set, it has yet to be set, so there's still issues, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, that's the new Xbox One experience. Uh, it's still a work in progress for Microsoft to get this thing to a point where you can say that this is a great interface. Right now, it's okay. I don't think it helps it out at all. I imagine if you give this to the average person, they're going to have their mind explode at what is going on here. At least I think so. I don't know, but thanks for tuning in. Definitely go butt your head against this stuff. Download your Xbox 360 games. Um, play any new stuff. Enjoy. We'll see you guys again next time. Have a good day.